Greetings, beautiful ones, and welcome. This is Nazanin Marashian Love and Heart Art Deep Dive into Tools for Empowerment and Healing. In today's share, I have more of a contemplation as I have reflected deeply on how I have been able to navigate some pretty major stormy periods in my life this year and in the last couple of years, and how I continue to navigate them in this book of life. Oh, I've been through many dark nights of the soul, so many, and it's interesting, I've started reading the book now, The Dark Night of the Soul. It really is not just one night, is it? It is, and it has been such a polishing of the old version of me. And I'm not sure yet exactly what it is I am being polished up for. But what I do know is that as I walk this spiral into deepening my self-awareness and then indeed my self-mastery, there's so much of what I know about who I am falls away. And the emergence of who I truly am is starting to peek through these spaces between the friction. And that's what these difficult times have really shown me. And I'm talking majorly difficult things. And if I look at the bandwidth of my life thus far, it's a lot. Surviving war zones, living in a new country, going through a divorce, going through loss, natural disasters, going through really turbulent birth of my youngest child and prolonged hospital stay with him and lots of medical interventions, and then my own journey with illness. It has been such a consistent birth and rebirth, traveling and traversing the edges of existence and the edges of my beingness. It has yet to break me fully, because it has shown me that the only way of really inviting joy into life is removing judgment. And there's this beautiful quote from the book Dark Night of the Soul that says that the dark night of the soul is there to shock you back into life. And I really feel that. I'm there. I'm still walking through the coal, the hellfire, but I greet it with joy, because it is shocking me back into life. It is showing me the gift of life. It is presenting itself in front of me without judgment, that this is life and the movement of growth. Things have to shed. That old skin needs to break so that a new one can emerge. It is the cycles of nature. I've spoken about this before, but I really do feel the significance, especially as we're wrapping up the year and I'm reflecting on the year that was and the life that was up until this moment. That to live joyfully, which has been the intention, is to remove the label of good and bad, or the judgment of good and bad within that duality of experience. It doesn't mean that there's no ups and downs. There certainly is. But removing the label of good or bad from my experience and just looking at it as the flow of life. It is not a good event or a bad event. It's just an event. And in that beingness, in that presence of whatever is showing up in front of me at any given moment, I have this choice to completely trust and be in the flow of divine timing and organization and reorganization, especially when it's uncomfortable, moving into the unknown, especially when it's scary, especially when everything that I know about myself starts falling away. Or I have the choice of just letting it be the finality, which is it is not, because I'm still here. It is not the end. And as I face, this health challenge, with my thyroid cancer diagnosis, it has really shocked me back into life. And it has really made me embody what I talk about all the time, that we are not our bodies. That our body is the vessel for which the experience is happening. So whilst, yes, terrible, difficult, heart-wrenching, scary, because I've set that clear intention to remove judgment, I've not seen it as a bad experience. I've seen it as my body, the vessel that is carrying the divine consciousness that is me, needed an adjustment, because the physical manifestation within my body, which is the last signpost of really what's going on in the metaphysical, was out of alignment. And it's been a really interesting exploration into deeper trust and understanding of my own creativity and my own creative imperative as I face the dis-ease of my body and what it is calling me to pay attention to. And what I'm discovering in this contemplation, in this reflection, is that the more I stay with what is directly presenting itself to me at any given moment, is what allows me to be able to make decisions, form action steps, and really invite stillness in this chaotic reorganization. And it feels chaotic, but there is organization. There is so much beyond the mind that can't be comprehended on a conscious level. And I feel like I'm in this limbic phase, in this limbic state of in-between. There's so much going on in the subconscious and the superconscious that I'm yet to be aware of in my rational mind, but my body and my heart, it knows. And that knowingness is from the soul level, that it is exactly how it is supposed to be. And as difficult as it is, and I hate it when people tell me that, but I'm living it, there is a divine intelligence that's moving through this body vessel as well. And this illness is asking me to stop. It's asking me to listen. It's asking me to slow down. It's asking me to really speak the truth and set the boundaries around myself. And none of this bypasses the really shitty feeling, the fear, the extreme nature of events. But it does allow me to detach somewhat from the story. It does allow me to ground in my energy and transmute all of that density into love. And it's been a really beautiful and gentle process. And not easy, it's perpetual, it's moment by moment. I've got to keep showing up for myself moment by moment. And there are those moments of stillness that I feel that all the elements within me are in alignment, and then I feel those elements in the 3D, as in I feel the wind caressing my face, really feeling the heat of the sun soaking into my pores, feeling the wetness of the grass in the early morning dew as I stroll outside to witness the first ray of light and that ignition of the fire within me, that spark of creativity to just keep moving forward. And in that stillness, in that moment of pause, there still is a flicker flame, an impulse to keep going. Because what we take for granted in this busyness of life is life itself. We take for granted the breath. We take for granted that we woke up today. But when you're faced with a major health crisis, or any crisis, it really shocks you back into life. And I feel such immense gratitude. I have my voice, I have my arms, I have my legs, I have my breath. And how I spend each of my moments is my choice, and I remove good and bad. I have my waves of up and down, but I don't judge it. And this allows me to be in situations where I don't feel harmonious, and that things external to me feel like they're out of control and there's so much contrast going on. But I remove that judgment. I just go, okay, I'm here now. Let me return and be that peace that I seek. Let me return and be the harmony that I seek. Let me return and be the love. Let me surrender. Let me be tranquil, because I am the prayer. I am the prayer. My sheer existence is the point of life, is the point of living. And everything else is the ignition of the creative spark of making that existence into however I want it to be, of shaping it, of flavoring it. And when it all feels a bit too much, I just stop. I just stop and breathe and just be. Return to the elements, the wind on my face, the heat of the sun, the wetness of the grass, the density of the body, just to be. And it really is wonderful to just be. And within that is the organization of life. Within that is the expansion of magic. Within that is the manifestation of abundance. That simplicity. That there's nothing I have to do. I just be. And in that beingness, in that existing, in that breath is the gift of life. So as the year comes to an end, and a new one about to emerge, I really want to share that gift of life with you all. Slow down, catch the sunrise, feel the elements, feel that connection to yourself, because life is longing to live through you. In this present moment, with your presence, with your consciousness. And although I have lots of things coming up that feel scary and hard, I also know that there is a gift, and that gift is to shock me back into life, that I am here, that I can eat, and I can sleep, and I can run, and I can skip, and I can dance, and I can love and be loved. May you all feel the gift of your life. May you all feel loved. May you all feel centered. May you all feel at peace within the turbulence of everything going on outside. Be the eye of the storm within yourself. Be loving, be kind, be free, be compassionate. We don't know what the next person is going through. We really don't. So greet them as you would yourself, with kindness, with gentleness, and have a brilliant closing of 2023. And I'll see you all in the new year. Well, I'll speak to you all in the new year. But if you want to see me, I'll be opening some one-on-ones and some workshops and things in the new year yet to be released. So watch this space. Check my Instagram and Facebook for details. And happy new beginning. This is Nazanin Marashian, Love and Heart Art.